belong to someone.
The Lost Boys, one of the most celebrated musicals of the season, with 12 Tony nominations. The musical, inspired by the hit 80s classic movie, is a huge new musical, and it's amazing.
12 Tony nominations for The Lost Boys. I mean, it's just a huge smash.
It's awesome.
It's a lot of things that people love to say won't work.
Sure.
It's a vampire musical.
Sure, doesn't work.
It's based on a movie
That's
that
right.
people already love. So what do you think makes it work?
I think we transport people to a whole nother place for 2.5 hours, and I think, yes, it's huge. Yes, it is the big Broadway musical has returned. Yes, it is a spectacle, but I think that that doesn't work unless you have bones of characters that people see themselves inside of heart, of threads of the importance of family and belonging and chosen family versus the family you're born into, and great music. Like, I think it's just all these elements have created just like lightning in a bottle, and you know, not the least of which is this insanely talented cast and team.
When you look back at the film, what was it about that material that made you think that it could sing?
It was the tone of it felt really interesting. It's sort of just like wild for a movie to exist as an adventure, comedy, romance, horror, and you know, the supernatural already like lends itself to singing because you're already like suspending your disbelief there. So might as well like let's make them a band and like really go for it.
This is a spectacular show with a spectacular set. Tell me how you knew how to put all this together. I don't even know what you were thinking. Give me the...
I don't either.
What were you doing?
I don't know. It starts just ill-advised for sure. No, you know, I think we had amazing inspiration, right? Of course, from the film, which is like kind of visually iconic and had some stuff in it that were like kind of tentpole moments for us that we knew we just needed to deal with in the show. And so that kind of told us something about scale. And then, you know, hearing the score as it developed, because I was, you know how I work with Michael, and we were just walking alongside the pieces that was being created and like starting to hear that music and going like, oh, this is getting at something. This is extraordinary. This is a sound we haven't heard before. But I was like, if we're playing that, we've got, I mean, how do we answer this? You know, it's like, and so I think that got us towards the world a little.
What was your inspiration sound-wise?
Well, we're all 80s kids, myself and my two Rescues bandmates. So it's kind of in our blood and our DNA. Like musically, we grew up on the songwriting of the 80s, which is very like pop song form. But we wanted to also write something that felt classic and timeless. And so we tried to bring our sound as the Rescues into it as well, which is very harmony driven. Because every time we tried to imitate the 80s or imitate what we thought a musical theater version of a song moment was, it didn't work. So that whole thing, like the best thing you can do is just be you, like that proved true for us.
What do you love about this woman you get to play every night?
I think what I love about her and where I identify is being at a certain point in your life and looking back, seeing where you're at, seeing where you came from and looking at the pieces of yourself you've lost along the way. She says in Wild, my favorite song in the show, she says, before I learned to be afraid, where did I decide that was like, where did that come onto me? Where did I adopt that? And I think that that's where I'm at in my life, is like, where have I shrunk? Where have I been afraid to take up space? Where have I apologized for parts of myself? Where did my wild ferocity go? And I think, you know, not just moms, I think a lot of people relate to her in that way, in that moment.